Te digo un secreto, a mí la música me sabe y mi lengua puede saborear todos sus sonidos. Y aunque la gente pensaba que estaba loca, descubrí que la magia aparecía cuando tomaba una olla y una cuchara. Desde ese momento le prometí a cada instrumento que compartiría con el mundo su delicioso sabor.
Okay, I have when I listen to music, I see colors and I see some shapes. Also, when I listen to music, I can taste sounds. For example, the high tones. When I listen to a high tone, I experience a sourness in my mouth, like acidity, like a lemon or vinegar or something like that when it's a high tone. When it's a down tone, I can feel bitterness in my mouth. So I mostly with music, but also with some aromas and yeah, like it's a multiple feeling, I think. One time I was making a ceviche, and I thought it was okay from the lemon. It's right, the amount of lemon and stuff. And then the client take the plate back because it says it didn't have too much acidity. So when I listened to it and there was another song that it was not with that much high tones, I realized I was having like a confusion because I was tasting that acidity and the ceviche hasn't had that acidity. My mother used to have a music school, a kid for kids, and every time I went back from school, I would tell my mother something I did at school. For example, Mom, my best friend tastes like anise and milk because of her voice and her skin. And but then I grew up and I start to have at school some people saying, what did you have, what did you smoke, or what did you have, because of all my comments. So when at the moment I knew it has a word for that, I didn't know that. I went to a neurologist because I had some problems with sleeping. And I don't remember exactly how was it, but there was like a sound, and I said something to the sound that the like the taste of that sound. And he said, that's called synesthesia. He started to tell me that it was not a disease, it was like a brain condition. So that's why I start to read about James Wannerton and a lot of people that makes um, that uses this condition in their life. So at that moment, I was already a cook. I was a chef. I had a restaurant, and I decided to make like to match my profession with the synesthesia. Synesthesia um, has been changing my style of cooking. I mean, I see other things. I inspire myself, listen to a song or looking at a sunset and when I see the sunset, I have so many combinations of flavors, so I can take that idea and have it in a plate. So I call the plate after that sunset, and when the people is reading the menu, it's like poetry. So they it's like a powerful, the synesthesia for me is like a powerful tool for my work and my career. It not depends if the artist is famous or not, if I like the music or not. It's just that sometimes the gustatory combinations doesn't make sense to me. So it's like I have to like it has to be edible to cook it. I decided to use earphones to have the music just in your ears without talking. So when I make that change, it was like connecting more the person with the food, and I start to make that gustatory shit. I have some in here. I can show you the picture later. But every part has some symbolism, and that symbolism has a taste. So the artists, because they read music, they can read the flavors. So after I have my gustatory music sheet, then I can start to make the combinations, and I make like 2 or 3 times, and I taste it with my headphones, and then I give it to the musician. It's not beautiful, I have to tell you. But here I have like all the shapes. And for example, this shape, this is acidity. The acidity, it comes with like a triangle with all these pointy shapes. And then I have the bitter over here that it's like a round form, but all dark. So all of them are flavors and sensations that you experience in your mouth, like spiciness, sparkling, all the sensations and flavors has a shape, and I can put that shape in the lyric of the song. I give a brief before starting with the music experience, so they can see the gustatory sheet, read it, listen, and then I bring the food, and they can. It's kind of complicated because I have to measure the the piece of the bite, so the piece of the bite matches with the seconds of the music. They do. They do. I have some artists and that they've been, one of them or two of them cried one time because they said they could know themselves in a different way. And we have like a kind of connection because I'm kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I know them just to listen to the music, and I can tell more about them in a different way. It's like food for my soul, and I do it also for me, for satisfying myself. And since I'm doing this, I feel much better in like an anemic way. It was like a kind of therapy for me too, because I was like a content in a, in a jar or something. Now the sky is the limit, and I can cook whatever I want. Right now I'm doing this project with Universal Music. They are they want I came up with this idea that having aromas in a music concert. One time I was using a perfume, and that perfume was the aromas were fennel and sage, and it was very herby and like rainy aromas. And it starts to rain that same day, and I was listening to a song that the three of them were connected. So I was like, crying, and it was a lot to me, like too many emotions together. So I start to think, we need to do that in one concert. Sometimes it's not that good because the like I was telling you, when I go to a concert, I end the night with an overwhelming feeling. That time when I was using that perfume, I decided now to use it in an opposite way. For example, when I see that the weather is cloudy and rainy, I don't use something herby because it's like too much feelings. Walking, looking at the rain, smelling my perfume. So I change it and I use citric perfume or floral perfume. So I feel like happy when I smell. When I was a kid, my friends, I had like my girlfriends because I like the taste of them. Like that girl I was telling you that my best friend tastes like milk and anise. Not necessarily, but it's something that I can't take out of my mind, you know? One thing that I've experienced with some other friends, especially painters and musicians, is that I give them always colors. I have a big box with colors. I have it right here in front of me, and I come with them and I say, I have a song that I'm gonna cook, and I need to know the colors. I love to see the colors first and the shapes. So I give a piece of sheet to everybody, colors, and it's kind of crazy, but at the end of the practice, everybody comes out with the same colors and same shapes. So I thought it was synesthesia was something very personal, but in some way, in some point, we are connected. I think it is not on paper, but we all know it. For example, if you want to have a menu for autumn, you're gonna have some spices. It has to be, if you have to decide between cold and warm, you're gonna take warm. If you have to decide in choosing a pairing with white wine or red wine, you're gonna get the red wine. So it's like kind of emotion, and also you choose your playlist and in that same mood, and also your plates for making your plating dish. Today, while I was taking a shower, I was listening to Danzón Número Dos de Arturo Márquez, and I was having that connection with mole, that it's a Mexican dish, but it's super dramatic combination because you have chili peppers and chocolate and spices, and so I was listening to that song, and I was thinking it would be a mole for sure, that song. Normally it is all connected. If you go to a cafe and you have this I don't know, this piece of cake and coffee, you're not going to have that meal with reggaeton, listening to reggaeton in that cafe. You're gonna have something that is connected to the plate and the in the drink. There is a lot of inspiration in eating. For example, if you are a plastic artist, you can see textures in a plate, or you can see combinations of of colors and how the plate matches with that puree and that sauce. Wow. That's a very interesting question. But when I have to eat, normally I've been cooking the whole day and I've been smelling and tasting a lot of dishes. I take something easy and not with too much flavors because otherwise it's too much for me. Like yesterday, I took yogurt and pineapple, only two ingredients, and that was dinner because I was recording some TV program that I have, and I was eating the whole day a lot of things. Believe in yourself. If you feel it, do it and say it out loud because it's not a great. You don't have to be quiet about your feelings. Always express your feelings. Always always put names to the fruits because I used to put names to the cherry would be Penelope and the alichi would be Maria Luisa because they have personality. Go for it and keep doing it because it's one thing that you think that it's going to be wrong. Maybe this is the best part of your work and of your life.
Soy directora de orquestas comestibles. Cuando lo entendí, herví las cuerdas de un violín y sellé todas las teclas del piano. Y me encanta el hecho de saber que las cosas que no se comen se pueden cocinar.